Welcome to South Coast Radio. And earlier this year in March, we had the pleasure of chatting with Afrikaans artist Déard Erasmus about his release called Serotonin, and it was great getting to know the creative mind behind his music. Today we are excited to welcome him back to the show to catch up on what's been happening since then and to chat about his brand new single called Daar Waar, Sterre. The song is a unique alternative rap pop track that celebrates creativity, imagination, and finding that special place where you can truly be yourself without worrying about what anyone else thinks. So let's welcome to the show Déard Erasmus. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing fantastic. Great to have you back with us once again, Déard. It's wonderful having you back with us. Since we last spoke in March, what have the past few months been like for you, both personally and musically?
I'm gonna say it's been up and down, but that's kind of what life is, right? So there's been highs, there's been lows, there's been a lot of stress, but I'd say all in all, it's good. I'm in a good place now.
Great stuff to hear. So, for the listeners who may be hearing you for the first time today, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how your journey into music first began?
Well, I am somebody who is very, very, let's say, scrambled in my head. So I like doing a lot of stuff music-wise. I like combining sounds. I like trying new things. I don't want to be boxed in by genres and limits and somebody telling me what I can and can't do. And the way it started was pretty much with annoying family members annoying me to start music and me never wanting to do it since I picked up, or at one point I just picked up a guitar, and from there it was just kind of decided. So family is how I got into it.
Great stuff, Déard. So, since releasing Serotonin, how do you feel you've grown as an artist and songwriter?
I think I've explored a lot of different ways of writing, and I've definitely, I've become more accepting that things doesn't need to be perfect for it to be released, because I think Serotonin, I worked on a year and a half on that song. It was long. So this one was done in a few months, and going forward, I need to start letting go of the perfectionistic side of me, because I need to get more music out, man. Like it's going slow.
Mm-hmm. Great stuff, Déard. So let's talk about your new single, Daar Waar, Sterre. What inspired the song, and what does the title mean to you?
I'd say my childhood kind of inspired it, but more so that people just need to kind of let go and imagine again, being in the mindset of a child, and especially the type of kid I was. I was the dude that kind of I was in the corner by myself, creating like figures in houses and villages out of mud and stuff, just creating my own world, imagining. And the song plays a lot on the title, or there's, I don't know what you call it, but I think people have heard people saying head in the clouds, where you kind of just let yourself dream big and imagine things that aren't always viable or possible, but it's fun doing, and sometimes you get good results out of it, like this song.
Fantastic stuff, Déard. So the song speaks about having a personal, safe space, like you just touched on, where you can be yourself without fear of judgment. Why was it important for you to write about that?
Because I feel judgment from like outside social circles and just outside, anything outside yourself. Judgment boxes you in. It kind of limits what you can do or what you're willing to do. I mean, for some people it's fashion, the way you dress. For others, it's the way you speak, what you like. I mean, I've been in situations where people are afraid to say they like a certain type of music or a certain type of a movie or whatever. So it's just pretty much being yourself and being in that safe space where you can actually decide, this is what I want to do and being unapologetic about it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And as you touched on earlier on as well, a moment just now, about so the lyrics which use the image of having your head in the clouds where the stars dance freely. What does that imagery represent in your own life?
if in my own life it would be a scrambled mess of chaos in sync, I'd say. It's not a pretty image, but it is a free image, just to say. But mainly the head and the clouds part, it plays on letting, like I said before, letting your head go and just dream. Think of a child. When you ask a child what does he want to be when he grows up, it's always like might be an unrealistic job, but something like the president or an astronaut, or it's always something big because they're not limited by what I'd call adult trauma and life stress life puts onto you, so they can dream freely and let their head be in the clouds,
100%. That's fantastic stuff, Déard. And many people have felt like outsiders at some point in their lives. What do you hope listeners take away after hearing Daar Waar die Sterre dance?
I would like people to accept being an outsider and seeing that it's actually not that bad. Like, once you accept you're an outsider of certain social groups or norms or whatever, you become free in a way. It's kind of hard to put in words because you learn who you are. I've seen a lot of people where they get isolated and then they don't have an identity anymore because people, they link their identity to who they surround themselves and where they fit in. And what I want people to take away is sometimes it's okay to just be by yourself, be an outsider, and find out what you really want to do.
Awesome. So your music blends alternative sounds with rap and pop influences. How would you describe your style to someone who hasn't heard your music before?
Like a lucky packet, you're going to click on a song and you're not always going to know what to expect. Sometimes, like you talked about rap and alternative pop and stuff like that, but right now I'm working on a rock ballad. I'm also in another song I did is a more EDM one. So for me, it's ever evolving. Like if we interview again in 2 years, it's not going to be the same answer again because I keep evolving, I keep learning new things. And that also plays on what I said earlier. I don't want to be boxed in. I want to be able to explore. I mean, music, it has so much colors to it and you kind of want to explore everything, What's the point otherwise?
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely awesome as well. So looking back at Serotonin and now Daar Waar die Sterre dance, what has been the biggest highlight of your musical journey so far and what can fans look forward to next?
The biggest highlight isn't actually something flashy or big at all. It's just people who actually commented on the songs, like random people who listened to it and send direct messages, talked about what they experienced or gave me maybe words of encouragement. Just seeing that the song actually reached people is kind of the best. I don't think it's going to be better than that, but let's see, future might be bright. And next, I'm currently talking to a few people about collabs, and some is in the alternative Afrikaans, some is, I don't have a word for what some is. It's going to be, you'll see, like I said, lucky packet. We'll see what we get. But the next big song I'm going to do solo is a rock ballad thing. I'm saying thing because it still might change the more I work on it, but at the moment it's a rock ballad.
Fantastic stuff, Déard. And so before we let you go, what message would you like to leave with listeners who may be searching for a place where they feel accepted and free to be themselves?
My message would be sometimes you have to create that space yourself. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you get the group or you get the person you want to be with, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and then you got to kind of create it yourself. But a lot of people I've noticed don't want to create or think they can't create their own space. And I also said in another interview, it's that thing of be yourself and your tribe, you'll find your tribe eventually. People will start gravitating to you who are like you, but you first got to get confident in yourself. So create your own space if you can't find it.
Awesome stuff, Déard. Just one more question before we close off with the interview. Where can the fans find your music such as Serotonin and Daar Waar die Sterre dance and also follow you online?
So I'm pretty much everywhere I know of. You can be, like any streaming site or platform, Spotify, Apple, Deezer, YouTube, you name it, I'm everywhere. So it's just Deard. You can type that in and hopefully if the algorithm was nice to me, you will find me at the top of the list. And for social media, it is also Deard with 3 underscores followed by official. And that is on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, all the same.
Great stuff, Déard. It's been wonderful catching up with you again since we last spoke, and thank you once again for joining us and sharing your story behind your latest music. It's really great to have you with us once again. Awesome.
Thanks. I appreciate the opportunity. It's always fun chatting with you guys.
Likewise, we really enjoy the moments that we have with you spent on radio as well. It's really great. And also to the listeners, that's Déard Erasmus catching us up on his musical journey and introducing his inspiring new single, Daar Waar, Sterre dance. The song is available now on all major streaming platforms, so be sure to give it a listen and experience its uplifting message about creativity, freedom, and embracing who you truly are.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.